It was as a teenager in Red Lake during the 1940s that Lloyd Stansell first learned the fine art of ice making while assisting his uncle at the Madsen Curling Club. Meeting his future wife while playing fastball in a tournament in Red Rock, he pulled up stakes and in 1958 found himself taking over the duties of maintenance supervisor at that community's recreation center, a position he held for over 30 years. Taking the lessons he learned from those early days of maintaining the facility's three-sheet curling ice, he went on to become one of the sport's most highly respected ice makers, providing his expertise from the local to the world level. He added to his knowledge of and appreciation for the importance of good curling ice while participating as a curler from the 1950s to 90s, representing Red Rock in Northwestern Ontario men's playdowns and at National Legion curling events. After helping to maintain the ice at the Red Rock and Nipigon curling clubs for over 2 decades, the opportunity to take the knowledge to the national level came in 1985 when he volunteered to assist the ice makers at the Brier in Moncton. Ironically, that was the same year that Nipigon curler Al Hackner, who was very familiar with Lloyd's ice-making abilities, won the national men's title and made his famous double takeout shot. In fact, the only 2 skips from Northwestern Ontario to ever win world curling titles, Al Hackner and Heather Houston, both played on ice maintained by this legendary ice maker. Asked to return the following year, he went on to volunteer at 5 more Briers between 1986 and 90 and was hired in 1991 by the Canadian Curling Association to serve as an assistant ice maker, working in that capacity until 1995 and assisting with the 1996 World Curling Championships in Hamilton. When Thunder Bay hosted the Scott Tournament of Hearts in 1996, he was tapped to take on the duties of head ice technician, going on to lead ice-making crews for the Women's National Championship from 1996 to 2000 and assisting at 3 more events into the 2000s. In addition to taking his ice-making talents on the road, he also looked after ice preparations and maintenance for a multitude of curling events and bonspiels hosted in the region, including mixed, men's, and ladies' provincial playdowns. Over the years, he also helped transform hockey rinks into top-notch curling surfaces at the Fort William Gardens and the Tournament Centre, hosting such events as the 1991 Canadian Mixed, the JVC TSN Women's Skins, and the 1998 World Juniors. Schneider, as he became to be known, also contributed his talents as a performer, often being called upon to sing the national anthem during opening ceremonies. He also introduced a revolutionary ice-making technique after borrowing a ball of wool from his wife Sandra's knitting basket. Using that quick-freezing material instead of the butcher's cord that was traditionally used to run the lines on a curling sheet, his unique method became an instant hit when he introduced it to the ice makers at the 2004 Scotties in Saskatoon and is used to this day for curling sheet preparation around the world. The admiration that Lloyd has garnered from the curling community is evident in the many awards and honors he's received over the years. A life member of the Nipigon and Red Rock curling clubs, he was also made an honorary member of the Northwestern Ontario Curling Association and the Port Arthur Club and received the 1997 Sun Life Grand Prix of Curling Honor Award. In 2001, he became the first ever recipient of the Joan Mead Award for his contributions to the growth and development of women's curling in Canada, and in 2019, honored by the Northern Ontario Curling Association for his contributions and expertise in the field of ice making. At 83 years young, this outstanding builder of sport remains dedicated to his craft, having recently helped with the installation of ice for the upcoming curling season, and continues to pass along his knowledge to the next generation of ice makers, helping to ensure that his tradition of excellence will be carried on into the future.